What's up, guys? Brian Phobos here. So we're going to talk about if you should get into mining right now. Now, I think this is a good time actually to get into mining. And here's why. So I've done a couple other videos in the past about mining and was saying that it was not time. And I made a couple of these. I said super cheap GPU rigs, should you buy 9 months ago? And I said no. Do not do it. And I made another video where I talked about it. Time to buy. FPGAs. Should you buy FPGAs in GPU mining rigs? The answer was no. Don't do it. That was 6 months ago. So now I'm saying that your timing could be right now. But you got to be careful or you're going to lose money mining. And here's what I mean. Friends, don't let friends buy ASIC miners. Do not buy ASIC miners. You are so likely to get burned with those. You're not going to be able to compete with Bitmain. You're not going to be able to compete with these large companies who are buying up very, very large amounts of ASIC miners over in China. They're rolling them off the factory floor. They're putting them in, and they, even have like waterfalls running into hydroelectric power that is going directly to their mining operation. You are unlikely to be able to compete with them and earn anything. Now, you might sit here and go over to Coin Wars and say, well, wait a minute, Brian, that doesn't make sense. Why is it all the SHA-256 coins seem to be the most profitable? Peercoin, Bitcoin Cash, Bitcoin. You obviously have Horizon, Zcash, Ethereum Classic in here, and Monero. But you do have these SHA-256 coins that have to be mined with ASICs. Well, I'm telling you, don't go after it. Friends, don't let friends buy ASICs, because at the end of the day, you're going to end up with a paperweight. You're not going to be able to buy in volume. You're not close to the supply, all that kind of stuff. Unless you had some kind of inside track, it ain't going to work. Also, I would stay away from FPGAs. Unless you know how to program bit streams, stay away from it. You're ultimately most likely to just lose money with it. For the home mining equipment, it's always going to be on the GPUs. CPU is too low a barrier of entry, but then higher end GPUs, that is where the home miner is going to be able to make money. Now, but what you're going to say is, well, the profitability is not that good. Okay, there's a little bit of profitability with Horizon, there's a little bit of profitability with Zcash, Ethereum Classic, all this kind of stuff, but so it might not look that good, and that's always how it's going to look in times where we're not in a parabolic stage. Now, here's the thing. If you're, and all these equations are done with 10 cents a kilowatt hour power. You should really be at 4 cents a kilowatt hour power or less, or you probably should not try to mine. Now, some people say, yes, you can be profitable with 6 cents a kilowatt hour power. And that's true. That is true. You can be profitable and stuff. But the time frame of when you're going to be able to get it back and stuff like that, you always have to account for burning out equipment and overheating the house. Now, we're going to be eventually going into winter here. So if you're looking out on eBay for GPU miners and you look for people who had mining equipment, they had rigs and everything, and they're out there and they're just selling one, and you kind of price it out and stuff and say, okay, these GPUs are less than a year old. You're going to have a 2-year run here. You're going to pretty much have the end of, the end of 2019. You're going to have 2020, and you're probably going to have 2021. But when things start to go parabolic, let's say late 2021, if everything replays itself like we've seen before, then you want to sell the GPU miners when we're in a parabolic run. So you'll make money, you'll be able to get your money out of the GPU miner, and your coins are going to appreciate and stuff like that. Now, if you're in a situation where you're going to mine, you're going to have to sell the coins to pay for electricity. I don't think that that's a great idea. I think it makes more sense that you're mining and you're basically getting a lower cost basis on coins, and even if you're trading it out for another coin that you wanted, that you were trying to accumulate anyway, I think that that's the best route to do it, instead of just buying it and then selling them and, you know, paying off power costs and stuff like that. You almost have to be in a situation where you don't need the money right now and you gotta wait for the parabolic run. So again, friends don't let friends buy ASICs. Don't stay away from FPGAs unless you know how to program bit streams. Go with the GPUs, but you almost need to be under 4 cents a kilowatt hour power. And on top of that, you know, you got to be in the right situation. If you're in a dorm room and you have free power, you're a college student, I think that makes a lot of sense. You get a rig, you go, and then also in a situation where maybe it's not, you know, it's marginally profitable, but it is making a little bit of money, and you're able to do that so that you don't have to go through the exchanges. That is one benefit because the exchanges present their own problems. So that's another, you know, reason to mine. But I would say if you're going to scale up to any capacity, you need to be under 4 cents a kilowatt hour power. A lot of this 10 cents kilowatt hour power in most areas of the country, that's not good enough. And then sometimes when you go over certain thresholds, you end up at 12, 13 cents kilowatt hour power. If you're out in California, could be paying 15 cents kilowatt hour power. That ain't going to work. You know, you're just going to ultimately lose money. You got to be in these places like Eastern Washington where there's hydroelectric power, or you've got to be in a situation, why not North Dakota? There's some places in New York. There's a few other places. And, you know, up in Canada, I'm not really sure exactly the situation. So anyway, guys, that's my assessment. I do think it is time to look for the GPU miners. But again, it's a speculation on the price of cryptocurrency. So you might be better off just buying the coins and just going that route. If you do want to get the miners, there is profitability to be had, but you've got to time it almost like you would the coins anyway. You've got to buy it when the coins are down, get a good price, and then when the coins are going parabolic, you've got to sell the GPU miners. If you're looking at this and trying to assess, like, well, what can I mine, or this isn't worth it because a lot of this stuff's in the red. If you're looking at that, it's just like buying the coins. You don't want to buy them when everybody else is buying them and everything's going parabolic. You want to buy them when everybody's scared. You know, be greedy when others are fearful. Be fearful when others are greedy, just like Warren Buffett said. So I know he doesn't like Bitcoin and doesn't like cryptocurrencies and stuff, but you get the premise. Anyway, guys, please subscribe if you like this kind of video and you like the information I'm giving you. Oh, and one more thing I want to show you guys. Here is the chart from, 2015, late 2015, after the last capitulation in September of 2015, clear to the beginning of the run-up in May of 2017. It was a very consistent uptrend, and I expect us to see that again. We could have one last capitulation. We could just be in it right now, here in late August. Once we hit September, we have this little fourth quarter rally, kind of like, easy as she goes, and we go up through 2020 and into 2021. Blue skies ahead. So anyway, guys, we'll see if that happens. That's my assessment. Follow me on all social media. Please subscribe to the YouTube channel. But YouTube, Instagram, Steam it, Twitter. See you guys later.